Hi, that's me on the left. This is Jeff. On the right is Howard Wiseman, the creator of Wiseman cases. Howard was a bassoon player when he was in college in London and would take the Tube or the London Underground all the time. And if you've seen bassoon cases, they're rather large and kind of cumbersome. So he had a creative idea of taking the case and turning it into a tube so that it's more compact and actually stronger. Here's my Wiseman case, and it's obviously oval, and it's designed to hold 4 trumpets. Notice the Wiseman logo on the side, and on the top I had them put a custom logo of my own on there. This is a back view of it with shoulder straps that are part of the package when you buy it. They're removable. And notice how the brackets also have a little rubber sheet in between them. It's really well thought out and it'll probably last forever. The finish is a red carbon fiber. Notice that the threading on the pouch and also the 2 handles on the side, you can choose the color that you want for the threads. The pouch on the side is for music and can be expanded to hold more music with snap-on expanders. What I keep in it, though, are these 2 pieces of information that I think are very important. This one is for the rules about flying with musical instruments in Canada, and this one you're looking at here is for the United States. The highlighted portions are what has gone before Congress and been voted on, and it's pretty official. I'll put a link to the documents in the description so you can print it and keep it with your instrument also. I suggest doing it. This came from the American Musical Federation, which is the United States Musicians Union, and they have a page that's about traveling with an instrument. However, in preparation for this video, I spoke with several of my students and friends that are pilots. Some of them actually play trumpet, and I told them all the different concerns I had with others, and then also a really frustrating situation with myself. And what they advised me was that when you get to the airport, speak to the gate agent first and have them label your case as a musical instrument. Then when you're pressed for time getting on the plane, you can quickly put your musical instrument in the overhead bin if that's where you want to put it. The rules that I was just mentioning state that once the instrument is placed in the overhead, nobody can take it down, even if the case is bigger than a normal carry-on size. Now, my Wiseman case that you see here is a Model B, and it actually fits in the carry-on size and should be totally fine. Let's take a look inside. The latches are heavy duty and lock and have keys, and I'll show you those in a second. The padding in the middle matches the padding in the upper right and lower left, and the color I chose was blue/red, with the red faintly visible. But even without that padding, the horns don't touch, so the pad just adds an extra level of protection. This is my favorite silver polishing rag by Yamaha, and a microfiber rag that I sometimes just put on the ground in case someone complains about water. And the rest of everything I put in this black bag. And yes, I did consume the Crown Royal, and that bag is sometimes used by people as a mute for the trumpet solo in American in Paris. It came with a business card holder. Those are the extenders for the side pouch and the keys. And I usually keep a couple pens and pencils in there in case I need to sign something or mark music. Those are the valve oil and slide grease. The one on the right I use just for my cornet since it's older and a different kind of metal. Spitballs are good to clean the horn out, and that's a underpart for a flugelhorn when I carry that in the case, which I'll show you later. The edges of the case interlock, adding strength in all directions, plus there is a rubber seal that would make it waterproof if that's needed. The upper half works with the pre-configured blocks. The lower half required custom-cut foam to fit my 1907 Boston 3-star cornet so that the lower part of the valves angles into the other half of the case without bumping into the piccolo trumpet. This block was easy to configure by just drilling 3 little holes to hold the 2 lead pipes and mouthpiece. This is the A lead pipe to my Boston 3-star cornet, and the B-flat pipe that I use most of the time, and of course the mouthpiece. These instructions were included in the box, and I didn't find them till later, but even without them, it's easy to figure out where everything goes by looking at the color-coded dots with numbers and letters and labels on the blocks that match to the dots on the case. Reconfiguring the case is very simple by removing your instruments and the blocks that are secured by the 2 strips of Velcro on each side and the one running up the center of the case. Notice the orange dots with the X, Y, and Z that match to the similar dots on the inside of the case. It comes with 2 sets of blocks for different sized flugelhorns. This set of blocks with the B, A, and A work for my Yamaha flugelhorn. You'll also notice that on one half of the case the blocks have a bit of a dip in them. That is so that the pad in the center has a place to drop into. The custom foam was done by taking one of the existing blocks and doing a trace onto cardboard, cutting that with a utility knife and placing it inside the case, making adjustments to the cardboard, and then I took a picture of that and emailed it to Wiseman in London, who in turn cut it much cleaner and mailed me back those blocks along with a couple extra blocks and foam and Velcro and glue so that I could finish off the adjustment myself, which ended up being very little at that point. A leather bag for mutes is included with the case and meant to go on the outside, but I have a different solution with using this camera case that has foam dividers that can be moved around according to whatever mute I put in there. These are the extra blocks of foam, sheets of foam, Velcro, glue, and a utility knife that was sent so that I could configure it for any other situation I might want. This is probably the last trumpet case that I'll ever buy, but I can justify the expense of it based on the level of protection it offers for some of my instruments that are irreplaceable, such as the 117-year-old Boston 3-star cornet that plays amazing and is highly collectible, and my Claude Gordon-Selmer B-flat trumpet that I play every day and hasn't been made for 25 years. For a little bit of extra, I paid to have my logo put underneath the lacquer on the case, and I also purchased an Apple AirTag with a case for it that has a steel cable and an Allen wrench to secure it and make it hard to take off. I also bought the green luggage tag you see from Etsy and had my name, address, phone number, and email put on it, so if the case is ever stolen or lost in luggage on the airplane, I'll be able to locate it. I'm happy to have known Howard Wiseman for a number of years and finally bought one of his cases. He's so creative and innovative, and not only does he make instrument cases, but now a line of luggage. Take a look at his website and consider this an investment in protecting your instrument for the future.